On this episode of Smoky Sunday, we're going to smoke a chicken on the pit barrel cooker using some Char-logs. Stay tuned. All right, today we are cooking with some B&B, better burning charcoal, competition Char-logs. They claim they burn hotter, longer, and cleaner. I'm not sure what makes them Texas style, which is ironic because I'm pretty sure they're made in Mexico. They're all natural, no additives or fillers, and they are made from hardwood lump charcoal. And they're great for beef, game, pork, fish, poultry, lamb, and veggies, so pretty much everything. So we're going to try these out on the pit barrel cooker. Let's get started. Alright, so looking at this, a lot of different sizes of pieces here. Probably from a lot of it being from the bag getting jostled around. They are pretty hard. Let's see. I'm not sure. My thought was to maybe use some lump or. Alright, so my thought was to maybe use some briquettes or normal lump charcoal to try to start this. So I actually think these pieces are kind of smaller than I thought they would be, so I might throw some in here and just see what happens. Since I'm not really sure how much I need in here and there's a lot of empty space, I'm probably just going to add more from the bag and dump on top. So let's try that and see what happens. If it doesn't light, we can always switch. And I may be wasting a lot doing this way. But I do have some concerns about those empty spaces in between some of these, so hopefully I'm sure we can get it to burn long enough to cook our chicken, but we'll have to see if it burns for a while. I'm going to try to time this, but it may end up being way too late in the night to do that, so we'll just have to wait and see. Alright, you can see I got my rebar from the PVC still sitting in there. Alright, let's see how this goes, and then I'll go get my chicken all seasoned and we'll get started. Now we check out the Char-logs here. It looks like they're starting to get white at the top. I'm debating on putting them in. Pretty warm. I think we might just dump them in now and see what happens. And if I don't get enough heat in the pit barrel, we'll just light up some lump or some briquettes and throw them in there. But I think we're going to go with this and let it come up to temperature. Okay. We're going to put one of the bars in for now so I can hang my temperature probe on it. I've done this before. I know I've done this before. Alright. Let that kind of go. I'm not going to put any wood in here. I thought about it. but I just kind of want to see what this does. So I've never cooked with any sort of lump before. Put the lid on. Having this one bar out here is probably going to help it heat up a little faster because it's going to get more air flow. When we hang the chicken in there, we will put that other bar in because the turkey hanger uses both bars. So there you go. We are 84 degrees right now, so let's see how this goes after a bit. I'll come back and check on it. Alright, I have taken the lid back off. I'm going to let it get some more air in there because it kind of stalled out at 206. I kind of expected there to be some problems with how I lit it, but this will let more air get in there to let them burn a little more. I'm going to go get the chicken and bring it out. We'll put the lid back on for a minute and just see what the temperature goes to. Right now, we are reading, well, the temperature's going down because the lid's off, but we'll see if we can get those logs to light up a little more. Alright, so here's the plan. I'm going to get the chicken put in here. If the temperature doesn't come back up to where it needs to be at this point, then I am going to just leave the lid cracked. I've done this before, it works fairly well. So I'll keep just enough oxygen in there and allow the bird to cook. So let's see. Alright, so put another piece of rebar in. Actually, nope, we'll dump this in here first. Rebar. I'm gonna have to get creative probably to get this probe through one of the holes. Alright, I don't think this is gonna fit. Nope. Ew, and that's been in there, so I need a better glove. This other bar that's been sitting in here is hot, but I need it to go through one of this side because that's where I put the. So it's just a little trick. Take that out, get it untangled from everything. There we go. And then just slide it back in. There's a line I'll move through here, so that's okay. Alright, so get this guy plugged in. Our bird's at 46 right now. Let's put the lid on and we'll see what temperature gets to. Alright, so one problem I've always had with cooking chicken or smoking chicken is the skin always comes out really rubbery. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to wait until the internal temp reads 155, and then I'm going to take the lid off a little bit, hopefully bringing the temperature inside the pit barrel up, and hopefully that'll make that skin nice and crispy. I know there's a lot of other ways people try to get their skin crispier. I think I've seen people mention baking soda, and a lot of other stuff. But we're going to try it this way. I saw somebody mention this in the Pit Barrel Nation Facebook group. Go check that out if you have a pit barrel. Let's see. So the bird's at 48 degrees and pit barrel's at 231. I'm expecting that that's going to keep going up. 231 is fine. I would like it a lot warmer. So we'll come back in half hour, see what temp's at. If I need to, I'm going to crack the lid and let it get as high as it needs to get. So, alright, we'll see ya. Alright, so I did have to crack the lid open a little bit. Here, I can show you. Because we got stuck in the 230 something range and it just would not budge past 235. So, cracking it open, we're going to let it get to, I'm going to go 310. And then just put the lid back on and we'll let it do whatever it needs to do at that point. I do think these char-logs are a little bit harder to start and get going. If I use these again, which I will, probably, I'll light them with briquettes or lump. Probably lump. I think lump will fill in some of the gaps between the logs too, a little better than the briquettes. So um, that's just kind of a thought I'm having about these so far. So it hasn't really been much since the last clip that I recorded. And sorry I don't have my mic in, so you're getting all the background noise. But yeah, we're up 255, so I'll get it to 310 and then seal the lid. So see you hopefully when we're done. Okay, just I want to do a quick peek. It's last minute. I put in a couple chunks of cherry wood because it really wasn't smoking at all once it got up temp, and I want some smoke in it, so that's what I did. Let's just take a quick look, see how things are looking. A good looking chicken in there. You can see one of the blocks of wood caught, the other one not so much. The majority of the logs aren't really doing anything, so it's kind of going slow. That's all right. The bird, chicken's at 145, I think, about right now. That's right in front of me. 145. Yep. So 155. Open the lid a little bit, let things get real hot, crisp up that skin. Cheers, folks. Welcome back. That's just some Deschutes Chasing Freshies, made with Simcoe hops. Sorry guys, I don't have any video or photos of what the chicken looked like when it was done, but I'll kind of give you a quick recollection. It was pretty dark outside by the time chicken was done, but the skin was not crispy, but also wasn't rubbery like it normally is. It was still softer versus crispier, but at the same time it also got pretty burnt towards the bottom. So that was actually unexpected because I really hadn't had a burnt looking chicken before. But the skin tasted good. It was better except for the burnt areas. Chicken tasted great. It's normal. It's really nice and juicy. As for the char-logs, I do believe that in the future I will probably use something else to start it with. Don't try to use char-logs to start char-logs. Get some lump hardwood or briquettes. Something that will burn a lot, be able to fill in some of the gaps between those char-logs and just really get it going. Once the char-logs really got going, they were fine. They cooked hot, but yeah, it was just kind of a little difficult to get them going in the beginning. But so don't use them in your chimney. Go ahead and use them as your main fuel, but don't use them as your starting fuel. But I would definitely use them again, although they are kind of expensive. So about $20 for a 30-pound bag. I couldn't really justify using that all the time. I'd probably go get some lump or briquettes instead, but that's just me. At some point I'm going to try lump in the PVC, and I'll probably do a video on that, which technically I guess I kind of already have since we have the char-logs in there now, but yeah, so char-logs, they're decent. Just start them differently. Chicken came out good. It was better, except for where the skin got really burnt, just because they did start cooking pretty hot. I don't remember what the temperature was in there once I cracked that lid open. In the end, I think it was about, well, with my temperature probe, also, here's the other thing that happened. My temperature probe hit about 155, and that's when I cracked the lid open. Well, once I started checking the chicken with the instant read, there were some areas that were still below 165. After the chicken had cooked longer after opening that lid, and when the probe said 165, the instant read said a lower reading in some spots, so I had to cook it longer, move my main probe around until I got to one of those cold spots and keep going. So it may just stayed open too long and just kind of overcooked some of the skin, but it's still good. It's, I'd say give it a shot. Char-logs good in the PBC. Probably whatever other charcoal smokers you might have. So anyway, we'll catch you next time, folks. Cheers. I'm out.